Ahoy, crypto pirates! Welcome to your Discord syndicates. Effing Hangout. I am the captain, your captain, RG3, bringing it to you one more time on a Friday night because I have no life. I'm here with you guys every Friday night. And some of you don't either if you're sitting here watching this. So I hope you're watching it recorded and you're not watching it live. But for those of you live, thank you for being here with me and participating in my misery. For the last, 4 years straight, we've been doing this. I love every second of it. Thank you for coming. All right, everybody. So tonight we're going to once again have a little special show. We're going to bring some of the people out there doing cool stuff out in the crypto space. These are people that I'm partnered with. They're bringing they're bringing something new and special to crypto that we haven't seen before. Kind of a Web3 / audio drama, video games, entertainment, merch, collectibles, the whole thing without really doing real crypto. It's just a way to help onboard people and bring cool stuff to the blockchain. And I'm excited to bring these guys on real quick. We've had a heck of a week. For those of you who don't know, we were supposed to have the New York City court case with Richard Hart and his team against the SEC, but they had changed the date on us. So that is going to be next week. So if you don't have tickets or you're not familiar with it being changed, there are tickets available. However, there are no more VIP tickets. The VIP tickets are gone. Those have all been sold out. So thank you. All of our VIPs are going to come hang out and do some cool stuff after the event. But the court case has changed to the 31st. So if you are planning on being there, there are still regular tickets available to go see the event and whatnot. And also anybody is welcome to come and get into the courthouse or the overflow room that we're going to have there. We're still kind of like dealing with the courthouse on the overflow room. But Hexicans are going to be showing up there in force. If you want to come and support Richard Hart, support the ecosystem, be part of history, and taking it to the SEC, then go to pulsechaintour.com and you can get yourself set up there, or at least see where everything is. That way you can get to the courthouse. You don't have to buy tickets or be part of the event that we do. If you just want to come to the courthouse and be part of the support for Richard Hart and the Hex Pulse Chain ecosystem, you're more than welcome to do that. There's no tickets necessary for that. That's all. We've helped set that up so that as many of us as possible can be there and support. Again, a couple housekeeping items on that. Best behavior, no hooting and hollering, clapping in the courthouse. We're gonna go over all this while we're there. Not just business casual kind of dress. No, fuck the SEC on your shirts and all that kind of stuff. Let's keep it cool and civil and be there in support of blockchain, free speech, freedom of movement, those kinds of things. And let's get our voice heard and get noticed for supporting. Big deal. The attorneys, I believe, are happy about the fact that we're all coming there in force to show up. So yeah, yes. That's the housekeeping. And then, of course, don't forget, if you're looking for your Vegas tickets, you can still get Vegas tickets. That's for the 369 event in March, also on pulsechaintour.com. All right. So, like I said, I am going to open the show up for everybody. If you don't know, those of you who are in the audience that don't know what the effing Hangout is, it is the Friday night Hangout. We do it every Friday night. The join link is going to be in the chat room here in a moment, and you guys are going to be able to come join us. But first, we're going to speak with the FanForge guys and the new IP that's showing up. So everybody, let's give them a welcome to our new IP on FanForge, Owen Ratliff, and of course the FanForge dudes themselves, Joe Solo and Jay. What's happening, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good, good. Good to have you, Owen. And excited to announce, one of the first of our IPs coming out and being on stream with us. So good to have you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
What's going on with you two, Jay, Joe?
Doing good, man. Good to be here again. Great to cool having me again here. But yeah, I'm just trying to recover from my mild, flu over the last weekend. So it's like almost gone. So I'm good, and it's Friday, so all good.
Yeah, it is. It's Friday. Nice. What's up, Joe?
Not much. I'm really excited right now with the way everything's been coming together and being able to show, especially Black Salt, which is quickly becoming even more dear to my heart the more work we put into it, because it's just so cool and it's so easy to make it look cool. So it's becoming really fun to work on. So I'm excited that Owen gets to talk about it and we get to share more about it.
Nice. I apologize. I announced you and I said your IP. I should have said Black Salt, which is what Joe's talking about. Everybody is Black Salt is the IP that he's bringing to the table. Owen, give us a quick bio, Owen, who you are, where you came from, how you got involved in this project that you're in. Just give us a little quick bio.
Okay, I'm from Los Angeles, and I moved to my mother, and I don't know if you guys even remember who.
By the way, it's 2-1. We're down 1 right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Yankees just jacked a homer and it's 2-1. Anyway.
So entertainment, how I kind of got into that. I don't know if you guys remember a actress, and because she, it's the older generation. Her name was Phyllis Diller.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys even remember.
I'm that old to remember Phyllis Diller.
Okay. Yeah.
These guys don't.
Yeah, I know they probably don't remember. Yeah, I was.
Who was her sidekick? What was his name?
Let me see. I'm trying to.
Oh man, it'll hit me during the show. But yeah, Phyllis Diller. For you don't know, she had this like crazy blonde hair, spiked out all over the place, and makeup like she looked like your crazy drunk aunt, right? And that was her shtick. But she was funny as hell and just a.
So my mother ran her company. I was a baby, so like I said, I know these guys. Yeah. And that's kind of how I got into that Hollywood. That was that old Hollywood, Bob Hope, Bing Crosby. When I was a baby, they were all, so that's kind of how I started getting into entertainment. Then I lived in Compton for a while and grew up with Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. Mm-hmm. And we all ran around and Suge.
Yeah, I grew up in Inglewood.
Okay. So, I got in the music industry, and then I moved to Ohio and I started a record label there. And I did soundtracks. I worked on Blade soundtrack, Bullworth, Faking the Funk, Better Way to Die. I did a lot of music. I got gold and platinum plaques on the wall from the whole music scene. So I used to shoot my music videos. So a mentor of mine, he used to work for Paramount Pictures. And he told me, he said, man, you got some good stuff. So he said, why don't you kind of transition over to film? Mm-hmm. So I shot a little trailer and it looked pretty good. So then I moved into Black Salt. And Black Salt is a kind of like a superhero martial arts. It's between James Bond and John Wick. And where I came up with that, I got tired of every time I saw, black male actors, they were either dope dealers or they didn't take care of their children. So I wanted to create a hero, a black hero. And I didn't want him to have powers like Superman or something like that, more kind of like on the Batman. So I used to do martial arts. So I wanted him to have a Shaolin Kung Fu background. So so that's kind of where I developed Black Salt. And then his mother took him to Japan. And when him and his mother first got there the first week, some thugs jumped them and she got killed, but a Shaolin monk saved him. So he took him in and he raised him. And then of course he taught him, Kung Fu for 10 years, took him in. So then he moved back to America and he became a CIA agent. And that's kind of what started taking him on this path.
And that's where the story goes from there.
Yes.
It's like a cooler version of what is that David Carradine show
Kung
back
Fu.
in the day?
Kung Fu, yeah.
A better version of that, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool.
So that's kind of how Black Salt was born. So I did some comic books, and then I shot a 30-minute proof of concept, and I entered it into the HBO contest, and it won first place out of 350 films. So they gave me a licensing deal for 24 months, on HBO and Cinemax. And I had 5 million views. And
nice.
So it was doing pretty good. And this was 2016. And what happened when it came off, I had some investors that wanted to do the feature. And then my mother got cancer and I had to put the project on the shelf for the next 4.5 years while I took care of her until she passed.
And was that Black Salt Films?
Yeah, that was Black Salt. Yeah, that was Black Salt. Yeah. So right after she passed, and it was the COVID hit and everything. So I took it off the shelf about 1.5 years ago, and I just finished the development for the feature film. So now I'm trying to push it to do the feature.
Very nice. And then
that's
go ahead, Joe.
I said that I was going to say, and that's sort of what brings you to FanForge, correct? On wanting to help get the ball rolling on getting the road to the feature film.
Yes. Well, I had met Jay maybe about 2 years ago, Jay, 2 or 3.
Probably, yeah, about like maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were trying to do some stuff together, because I know, when he was working on Black Salt, yeah, that was about like the time when you were still working on it, like pretty actively, right? And he was working on some, like he was doing a lot of stuff already, like right away for the IP. And he was, when we were talking, he was like, yeah, this is like a transmedia IP. So he's already been doing like comic book, working on the feature film, at least the 30-minute, right? A 30-minute feature film. So merchandise, everything. He was like kind of just hauling ass, trying to get Black Salt, like, up and running and off the ground. So that was kind of like when we met. And I think, yeah, we were trying to do some stuff together, because I was doing a lot of other NFT projects back in the day. And we were trying to get some stuff going then. So, but we were kind of on and off afterwards. And then, yeah, when we started FanForge, then I think you were probably one of the first ones I hit up for the IP. And I was like, because right away I was like, oh, dude, I gotta call Owen, because I think the Black Salt IP is gonna be perfect for this. So that's kind of like how we ended up with Black Salt and Owen jumping on FanForge. So, yeah.
Nice. So, Joe, the IP itself, how is it being integrated into into FanForge? What can we expect to see first? What's coming out? What are we gonna be seeing?
So right now we're looking at taking the Black Salt comics and turning that into an audio drama, a really high-end audio drama that might even flesh out the story maybe a little bit more. Maybe you get a little bit extra, and we're looking to develop that with Owen and our internal team. Right now, what we've been working on is you call it like a form of pre-production. We've been going through a lot of artwork and, revamping some things and making things look just as exciting as they should be. And it's really the some of the pre-production just artwork we're doing now is really going to demonstrate to not only this community, but I think financiers what this stuff can look like as a comic book, what it can look like as a film, right? What it can look like in 3D. We've actually been covering a lot of different bases internally, some of which I'm not sure if Jay's even shared with Owen maybe before today, but they're really amazing. And it's also proving out some tech, weirdly enough, as Owen's going to, I think, find out working with us. We have a lot of talented individuals who have worked on a lot of different AAA products across a lot of different industries, including Owen, who's working with us, right? And before AI, it's been hard to build high-end things with a limited amount of people or a limited budget. And some of the things that we're already doing with Black Salt internally, not just in terms of time, but also quality, is nothing short of amazing. And it gives me hope that we'll be able to be really nimble at bringing the community and Owen real viable product and content and story that can actually be molded or brought to something else, different types of media, and exist forever. It's really been exciting. It's been really exciting.
Well, let me jump in and explain a couple of things to the audience so that they understand why we have a crypto show and we're talking about comic books and movies and things like that. If you don't know and you're watching the show here, FanForge is a going to be bringing IP, comics, games, like I said before, merch, collectibles, all these things via the blockchain. So using NFTs to bring the stories and the IP to you, and doing it in a way that really doesn't like shove crypto down your throat, doesn't show people they have to have a wallet or anything like that. They simply log into the site. We're going to be talking about admission and how to get your pass and whatnot onto the site. But all the underlying technology behind it is going to be blockchain. And we're working on Pulse Chain and launching it. So that's what FanForge is, and that's why we have everybody on here. This is a blockchain project that really kind of masks itself from the blockchain and just uses the technology itself to bring the product and the IP to the users. So I'm looking at some of the artwork that I'm seeing right now. I know this isn't really, really good looking stuff. And Owen, I gotta say that Black Salt in the comic, that's you, right? I mean, they use you to.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, it's his clone, younger version of Owen, right? But just going back to right. That's probably a good story. But going back to like the comic book and the characters themselves, so and what we're going to be launching on FanForge is that Owen has already done a 4-episode comic book, which is leading up to, I think, what is it, issue 5 and 6, right, Owen? That's the ones that's left. So
yes,
this series is called so it's Black Salt, The Last Heroes Left, and so that's already out in physical. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to relaunch it on FanForge as limited edition digital comic book. So when we launch that's going to be the collectibles are going to be the not only just the comic book covers, but it's going to give you access to the digital comics, as well as other cool unlockable assets and content that's associated with the Black Salt IP as well, among other digital collectibles when we do launch. And that's going to be also A lot of pre-production stuff, and then going to production in terms of like the audio drama. So the audio drama is also going to be collectible, right? So it's collectible audio drama. So once that gets released, that's going to be something that you can also collect and also unlock other features and cool content that surrounds that audio drama as well. So yeah. So Owen, I don't know if maybe we can go over a little bit more about the comic book. And maybe the characters a little bit, right? So, RJ, is it cool if I share kind of like the page for? Yeah.
Yeah, go around ahead. Just throw that up there, and you know how to hit the present there.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Easy
throw it up.
peasy. All right.
And you would have the trailer. That would have been nice if you.
Yeah, we can do a trailer for the. We'll talk about the film in a little bit.
Throw the trailer up there, Joe, if you got it or whatever, and we'll play it. Let me pull this up. So there we go.
I don't know if you guys can see the screen. Can you guys see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the FanForge, the Black Salt IP page. At least we're calling it the brand page for Black Salt. So if you log onto the site, you'll be able to see this right away from the Discover brands here, Black Salt and other IPs that we're going to be launching with. From here, you can watch, the a little bit of an intro thing here for Black Salt as well.
Are we just being quiet now, or did I lose
it?
it?
We can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Kind of like watching the thing real quick. This is like the quick storyboard and art concept, I guess, for the Black Salt, how you guys put it together, right, Owen? So
yes,
yeah. But yeah, you can watch that on the site. So from here, it's just a lot of info in terms of what Black Salt is. We got the synopsis in here and how who. Or what the story is about. We got the characters. So I want to dive in a little bit, and maybe Owen, you can kind of go in about the characters. Give a quick couple seconds talking about like who they are. So we got like Sam is the main character.
Yeah. Sam Thorpe is Black Salt, and he was the one that he was trained in China by the Shaolin master Yu Bai Shek, and then when he came back to America, he became a CIA agent.
Yeah, he's pretty badass from a lot of those not just from the comic books, but also from the the trailers and the 30-minute short. He's pretty badass. So the second one's Huan Lee here, right?
Yeah. Now Hung Lee is Sam's partner, and he actually met her in China, and they kind of both grew up together. And then he left to America, and then they cross paths again in America, and they start working together.
Very cool.
She was trained by Yu Bai Shek as well.
Nice. There you go.
And then Bernie Toombs was who Yu Bai Shek knew because he's the CIA head agent. So when Sam was going to America, he kind of put them two together, and Sam ended up marrying Bernie Toombs' sister. And then that's Yu Bai Shek. That's who trained Sam and Hung Lee.
Yeah, he's pretty much the Shaolin master.
Yes.
At least not currently, right? Because like he kind of was the Shaolin master.
Yeah.
He has snatched the pebbles from my hand.
Right. Or catch well, not the chopstick, catch a fly with a chopstick, right?
that's Japanese.
That's another one.
Yeah, that was another one.
And then you got Kali Zhang, right?
Zhang and that's the villain right there. Yeah. That's the villain.
Obviously,
so you always got to have a.
You got the Fu Manchu. You're a villain.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you look at him, he's like you can already tell like this guy is pretty much the badass villain. Basically.
And so I'm going to tell you a story. So when I sent the script to China to let my friends over there look at it, they said, "Oh no, they don't want to show China in a bad light." So for the movie script that I just finished, I actually made him Japanese. and he actually ended up at the Shaolin Temple as an orphan,
Mm.
and then he fled back to Japan. So now I added the Yakuza in it too. See, I
Oh,
All right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. There's the whole Yakuza
Yes,
kind of
yes.
in the whole story too. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Cool.
okay.
That's a cool info. Right. So we got Abbott.
And that's the Abbot.
All
You know,
right.
you have to have the Abbot.
Is he more of like he's the current like Shaolin Temple Master now, right? Aside
Yes.
from Yu
Yes.
Shek, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you have it. This is like just many like some of the many characters that's in Black Salt. And so you can see, you know, how cool looking these guys are, at least for, you know, the two main protagonists here, where it's like, you know, Sam looks hella badass, I think. And to me, it's kind of like, yeah, like what you were saying earlier, it's, you know, he's kind of like a mix of James Bond, but I kind of see him more as like non-vampire half-blood, like Blade, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of like who I see him as. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Do we have the live action trailer?
Yeah.
We
So I
can
can
show
play that
with
real
sound?
quick. And
Yeah.
I wish I can like let me see if I can. I'm not sure if I can turn up the sound, but I can do a maybe the intro. So we can do the intro.
Yeah, we got the sound.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can hear the sound. So.
We can hear the sound.
Okay, cool.
When I was a child, my mother and I moved to China to start a new life. We were strangers, living in a strange land. That is until thugs took my mother's life. Orphaned and alone, I was adopted by the great warrior monk, Yu Shu. Against the laws of his temple, he taught me the esoteric arts of Shaolin Kung Fu. Society would know me as Agent Samuel Lincoln Tharp of Intim, but legend would know me by a different name.
Cool. So that's the intro for I think that's gonna be. Is that the intro for?
No, that's the intro for the 30-minute proof of
It is,
concept.
yeah. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was picking up your sound bar. I think it wasn't really getting the sound, so we didn't get the drama from the
Yeah.
sound. But
I know. Sorry.
very cool. That's all right. That's all right. We'll figure
Yeah,
out a way.
we'll have a lot of that stuff, you know, on the content, or at least, you know, on the page itself. So you'll be able to get to see that. But yeah, definitely check out the site and check out Black Salt on there. You'll see a lot more information, and we'll add more as we go. So there's going to be, you know, environments, more characters, and things like that. We're saving a lot of that for unlockables. So you know, you might see a lot of special edition, like pre-production stuff. Which if you know you buy the digital collectibles, you have access to later on down the line. So,
So I'm gonna change gears a little bit. Love the content, Owen. By the way, great story, great content. What does coming to FanForge mean to you, as far as, you know, what you've done and bringing it to market this way? What does that mean to you? What does it look like? What are your expectations? You know what I mean?
Well, is it that for me?
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay. Well, you know, so I'm the COO of a company called Meta Stadiums in the metaverse, and my partner, he's a genius in the crypto and all of that. So that's kind of how I kind of got in that world, and I'm fascinated by it, and I know that's where the world is going. So I wanted to bring my IP into the whole crypto space with NFTs and everything like that, because I know it's here.
Very
So,
cool. So
yes.
so you're excited about the technology? And
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
how long have you been working on this? How long have you been?
I've been working on this since 2010.
Since 10. Wow. So
Yes.
14 years
Yes.
of your life you've been
Yes.
putting into this.
Yes.
Very
I've
nice.
been working on, because this is, because the comic books, and then the mini feature, and then I even have a video game demo on Steam that I won some awards
Oh.
for. Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to check that out because we're all Steam guys here.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah,
check
yeah.
So
And,
this stuff takes a lot of time, and I've put a lot of my own money in this. You know how this this is not cheap. I tell you that right now.
No.
yeah, especially a film, right? A film that you're trying to do. And I know you guys did the 30-minute. By the way, Owen was kind enough to send us like some comic books. I know, Joe, you got like one of the issues, but there's also a limited edition. I don't know if you can see it. DVD.
It's kind of hard to see. Yeah,
I know.
that's the DVD.
Anyway, there's a limited edition DVD for the 30-minute feature-length film, which will be available for when we launch the digital collectibles as well. So that's going to be part of that, where people who buy it will be able to have access to that limited edition DVD as well. So really cool stuff. But yeah.
Nice. Well, Joe, you want to tell us where we are with FanForge? I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I can and cannot say right now as far as where we're at with things coming out. I don't want to be the bean spiller. I'm going to let you kind of do it. But do we have any announcements right now to make, or are we?
We do. Maybe before we get into those, FanForge is really trying to be, a publisher on the cutting edge of different types of media, comics, audio dramas, small games, hopefully leading into bigger games. I'm hoping literature and books are things that we also dabble in. And, where we don't have a coin or a token attached, there's nothing extra besides these collectibles, which also happen to be NFTs, but we also have no secondary sellers exchange. We're strictly here to sell you media that we all believe in, that we think is good, and partner with creators like Owen, and just do it in a way that is tied to the blockchain. And one of the most decentralized blockchains we know is Pulse Chain. So, now's the time, I think, for these kinds of things to launch. And I think that if we want a shot at some of these things lasting forever, then we should be launching on the most decentralized chain that exists, which is Pulse Chain.
So wait, you're saying something launched on Pulse Chain. It doesn't have a crypto attached to it. Doesn't have a fair launch, a free launch, sacrifice phase, pre-mine, anything like that. It's just a product that people can go and purchase if they like it, or they don't, or participate in if they want to. And it's supporting the Pulse Chain ecosystem.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's correct.
I mean, aside from being like a digital collectibles marketplace, it's really the focus is in like Joe said, right? It's creators like Owen with his IPs. That's really what I think at least the heart of what FanForge is really all about. It's going to be working with creators, releasing the IPs, and just really helping them create a fan base around it, and trying to get expand the IP as much as possible, right? I think that FanForge is trying, even though Owen with Black Salt, it's already in his mind, it's already a transmedia IP, but a lot of IPs that we might be working with in the future might not have that in mind, and then we can turn that into transmedia IPs, for example. So
yeah, well, I really like the story of the origins of everything and where it's coming from, and that it's being birthed on the blockchain here, because I mean, we know what kind of a shit show the entertainment industry has turned into. And for, it's always enjoyable when the FanForge team, when we have our meetings, we get together, because it's literally just, there's no there's no hierarchy, although we try and organize and keep things organized. But it's just everybody bouncing ideas and doing things the old fashioned way, and everybody coming to an agreement on how we're going to do something and what we need to do. And then bringing IPs in with people that are just wanting to bring their content to others, and then putting a marketing plan together that is, not based on numbers, but people, individuals, our comfort levels, how we feel about the projects that we're working on, and really just a love for the game, right? I mean, that's really what it's all about, is bringing people back to the table that have been kind of pushed out by the entertainment industry that is just, a ridiculous mess. And now we could do it on our own, and have a way to control it, distribute it, market it, and get it to the public. I really, really like what's going on here.
Yeah.
I also think it's cutting edge. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think it's also just super cutting edge. When for Jay, I think for Owen, myself, part of the reason you get into entertainment is not just to tell stories, but to be on the cutting edge of how those stories are told. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more cutting edge than this, really. And it's one of those things where people won't realize how cutting edge it is probably for another 20, 30 years, until more projects like this something like this becomes normal, right? And so we're hopefully going to be one of the first people to normalizing making blockchain projects on things like Pulse Chain that aren't really cryptocurrency exchange related at all, right? Yeah. And I think that's and it's also not quite meme token, and it's not quite just what the generic NFT has been lately either. It's all much more innovative than that, and I'm hoping that things like this just provide more legitimacy to blockchain in general. Things like meta stadiums, honestly, some of those things, they're not as big as maybe people think right now, but they're building a framework for the future, right? And that's really important, because us, the proverbial us, not just FanForge, but us, this industry, we're all going to be building on top of that framework, right? And we're all going to be following it for a long time. So it's important to build things on the blockchain that aren't just related to price go up.
Great. I love it. Owen, do you have any last words you want to put out there? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up, and if you can stick around, if you can't, I understand, if your time constraint. I'm going to open this up and let the community come in and ask questions or start up a whole new conversation or whatever. But I want to give you a last word to go ahead and say something before I do that.
No, I'm just real excited, because I think where the entertainment industry is going, I mean, it's contracting, all the stuff with Puffy and all of that. I mean, it's a mess. Yeah. And it's time for a whole new fix. And I think blockchain, we can fund our own projects on the blockchain and everything like that. So I'm real excited. I think this could start something new, or is the start of something new right now.
It is. It's autonomy and it's freedom. And we need to make sure that we bring products and IP like this to the table, so that when regulation comes down, when they start to look at crypto as because here's what's going to happen. They're going to look at us as terrorist sponsors, drug dealers, money launderers, the worst of the worst, because that's what they think crypto is for. But when we bring things like this, real people like yourselves to the table that are hardworking, that have been beat up by industries that they've been trying to work in for years, when they can do it on their own, and this gives them the freedom to do so, and gives everybody the freedom to be an individual, and really kind of breaks the status quo of the big corporate conglomerates ruling the roost, and they get to put the IP out that they want out. I
mean, could you see FanForge being like the next Paramount, and we fund the projects through the blockchain ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. I have RG and Jay. We have, I feel like we want to be like Steam, but for all types of media. And we also want to pioneer bringing new types of stories in a new way to people.
Yeah.
And I think we can get there. I think we can get there with the community. I think that, this is a chance for all of us as a community to not just get behind like a cryptocurrency, but start carving out the kind of entertainment we want to see moving forward. Yeah. And not be bound to some executive who maybe doesn't really care about your IP, just sort of cares about what their bottom line is going to look like.
Yeah. And I don't like the word like disruption. It's like, I don't want to say like we're disrupting, the entertainment industry or anything like that. I think like we're trying to pave our own way, like the way we see it, right? Yeah, we're forging our own way. There you go. Perfect. Where we see entertainment, is going to be in the future. And we see that where, fans and the community can get involved in not just its production, but it's also its creative, output and things like that. That's really where, we see it. Like Joe said, it's not going to be where executives are here kind of just, thinking about their bottom line, right? And it's really just going to come from the fans, right? And the creators themselves. So.
Nice. And then, we've talked about it, and I know it's not like, something that's out there yet, but giving community the opportunity to curate their own IP and bring it, and merit based, see what the rest of the community in the world thinks of it, and give people a place to do so, to make their own, to forge their own.
Yeah, exactly, because that's one of the biggest things. And when I look at IPs and the entertainment industry, where there's a lot of people who are like just diehard fans, but they're also they create content for, like, let's say Star Wars, right? But they can't really monetize from that. So for us, I think that if we can take a lot of these people or these fans who like to create fan fiction, fan films, and connect them to the IPs, like Owen, I think that's a really good opportunity to be able to not only expand the IP itself, but it's also to enable fans and other and fan fiction people who want to be able to create something out of the IP, to expand the universe in the world, right? Based off of, if they want to create an animated series or a live action just based on the IP, I think that's going to be a possibility, at least something that maybe we can open up in the future as well.
Nice. Did you want to talk about the Forge Pass there, Joe?
Yes, I did. I want to get into that. So, I can't share my screen and talk to you guys. I guess I can. Okay. So I don't know how.
The screen, you can talk.
Oh yeah, share the screen and you can show the Forge Pass. So we are going to be selling collectibles, digital collectibles, physical collectibles through our website. And you're going to be able, as a generic customer, you will be able to buy anything on the site that we are providing. However, we are going to be having season passes, probably between 2 and 4 a year. And what those will do is those will give you some special access, discounts, early access to things, digital drops that other people won't get, which is really cool. But this pass is going to be, I think, a one-time only sort of end of the holidays, our favorite holiday, right? Sort of those fall holidays based card. And this is going to be a lifetime all access pass. And that's going to give you a lifetime of access and a lot of free goodies for the rest of your life for what will start as a fairly low price. And once this particular variant is gone, like you'll never see this again. So you'll see a variant for season 1 that will be a variant of this card, but that will only be for that season. It will not be the all access forever pass. So right now, I believe that we're looking to launch in the next 13 days. That window.
That's what the timer says right there.
That's right. That's what it says. So, And I believe if you join the wait list, you might get a chance to get in line or something early. I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to like promise too much stuff, but there's a much better chance that you're going to know about this.
Yeah. It's wait list. You know, so, sign up for the wait list, and you get to. We notify you right away when it drops. So.
Yeah, so this is like a behind the scenes skeleton key for everything. So this is going to be super awesome. I think that the people who have this pass may even get things that nobody else gets. I don't know if we've decided on that, but as an artist, I like to do cool stuff like that. And I'm hoping this kind of access, and with getting IPs like Black Salt and more on board, people actually won't want to sell this. I'm hoping the people question whether they want to put this on the secondary market, because they might not know what they're missing out on in the future. And if an IP like Black Salt especially blows up, these might be some once in a lifetime collectibles surrounding the beginnings of an IP that you may never see again, which is honestly the big power of the blockchain. And for us, especially me, I don't necessarily like throwing the word transparent around as like, oh, you're going to see everything we do. But that being said, there's a lot of pre-production artwork and whatnot that would just be cool to give away as drops or digital art books. It would be just great to share this journey with everybody as best we can. And this skeleton key is going to get you all of that forever. Now, if Jay goes back up to the thing, this is a team effort on this card. It's an animated 3D NFT skeleton key. There's a front and a back. I don't think you can see the back here. Now,
no, that one's a secret, kind of like you have to get the pass to be able to see the other cool content stuff.
Yeah. All right, cool. So it actually looks even cooler than this. There's a backside that looks pretty awesome. And this card was a big team effort. I did the jester that is front and center. Our internal teams of Burton, Jay, RG, everybody worked on the framing, the composition, just getting everything together.
No, I had nothing to do with any of the artwork, guys. Nothing, zero. I said I was there to give moral support to everybody and how cool of a job they were doing. That was it.
RG helped give us part of the backstory, which I was about to get into in a second. I'm not going to give away too much, but this card really isn't what I wanted to get at. Is this card and the things that are coming from it, they're not from just me. I may have done the part that you see in the middle, but that's just one small part of the team that puts all of this together. It actually took a lot of talent, and it has a lot of like love and care put into it. The model itself, all the pores are done by hand. I made custom brushes in ZBrush.
No AI, folks. No AI.
Yeah, no AI on the face. The frame though utilized a combination of us going back and forth and AI, which is like really cool. So merging the two together, plus photoshopping and photo bashing, that's pretty awesome. So you're getting something that is both handcrafted and also represents the technology of the now through blockchain and AI without getting cheated out of feeling like somebody didn't put TLC into it, which I totally did. I would love to potentially drop the model to people who, buy the season passes or the passes. This is a 3D model that could be 3D printed and potentially made into a physical collectible, hint, hint, wink, wink, things like that. This also is going to be a character and an IP that you're going to just see us getting up and running slowly. This isn't going to be the end of the Jester or their story, right? And this also isn't the only story that FanForge is going to be telling you. So there's a lot of special things here, and we're hoping that, technology really does help us sort of time travel to the future with things. And that some of the things that will be released in the first couple of years, maybe they unlock things 10 years from now and things that we haven't even imagined yet, because the technology allows it. That's what's really cool about this, right? Like some of this might end up being in a video game. Some of this might end up being in a movie. And, all of you are going to experience here first. So I think something like this is totally worth it. And I think it's cool. And this isn't the first card you're going to see with TLC put behind it, right? We're trying to put a story and a reason behind everything we do so that everything is treated with the love and care that it's supposed to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the story behind this is that this jester, he's gotten a hold of 250 skeleton keys, that's going to give, again, like Joe said, an all access, unlimited access to everything FanForge basically, and he's hidden them until he's spotted. That's going to be 13 days from now until he shows up and tries to sell them in the back alley somewhere. So. But just again, I think this is going to be something that it's just once that we're not going to offer this again. It's the Founders Edition pass that again. It's if you feel like the Matrix, the Keymaster. This is basically it. It just unlocks every door that's in FanForge, and it bypasses a lot of things, and you get just like every single content that we create, basically. Right, sort of like if you had a pass for going to the movie theaters, and then you can also get all the free concessions as much as you want. That's basically what it is. So
nice, and I will take credit for the creation of the beginning of the story, but not all the cool story that will come behind it, because I'm sure these guys will put it all together and make it nice. So I will take that credit. But other than that, these guys are phenomenal. They've done all of this work on their own. They're not only artists, but the storytelling that these guys do is insane. So check this out in 13 days, guys. It's gonna be launching. It's gonna be blockchain ready, and something that you'll actually be able to do on the blockchain without actually participating in any number go up, charts, drama, volatility in a market, that kind of stuff. It's going to be all about art and entertainment. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys all coming on. Thanks, Owen,
Yes, sir.
for coming. Your IP is phenomenal. Can't wait to dig into it more and see how it all turns out. If you guys are willing, this is the effing Hangout. So what we do here is we open the show up to everybody to come in. I'm going to throw the link into the chat room and start letting people come in if they want to come in and ask questions. If you want to stick around, you're more than
I'll
welcome.
stick around for a little while. Yeah.
Cool. And everybody, that's the link. I don't know if SJ kept that from Twitter or from the other from the Telegram rooms, but that's the link if you'd like to come in and chat with us, or just mix it up with our regular Friday night crypto talk. Feel free to do so. Gentlemen, thanks for coming. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
I'm kind of eager for the community's questions.
Yeah.
But if you guys want, you can go buy a T-shirt right now. Those are live.
Yeah.
And the T-shirts are live. The T-shirts and the hats are live.
Yeah.
People have been asking, of course, will RH be in the comics? Hey, we'd love to see an RH comic. Why don't you bring it to the table? Let's see it. Bring it.
Yeah, dude. I responded too. I would love to develop a character based around Richard. I think that would be awesome, actually. And I would even like to get Richard to, I don't know, maybe make a guest appearance or record some audio for us. I think that would be awesome too.
I don't know how possible that is. There was a day when we had access to Richard, when we used to be able to just, send him a message or have him on the show and that kind of stuff. But we have lost, pretty much everybody's lost contact with him and access to him, and for a good reason, I'm sure. But maybe one day when things settle down and the world changes its mind. I went to a crypto event here in LA that, LA had Tech Week this last week. And I was invited to kind of an exclusive crypto deal. Brock Pierce was there. A bunch of the old Bitcoiner guys were there and whatnot. Cypherpunk dudes. And I was very low key. I didn't say anything. I had my Pulse Chain shirt on. Don't get me wrong. I had my Pulse Chain. It was very incognito. It was my bling bling skeleton with the Pulse Chain on the bottom and bling. But nobody was asking me anything until later on in the end of the evening. And everybody started drinking, and it was getting a little, they were getting a little loose. And someone came up to me and started, asking me some questions. And then, oh, Pulse Chain, are you? Yeah, I'm part of the community, part of the Pulse Chain community. Oh, you're one of them. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. And then, who are you? What do you do? And of course I explained, and then that was it. It was on. And this person would not let me be. Called me an MLM scammer, was telling me that we were all going to be shut down, that our company was going to be shut down. And I had to try and explain to them that there is no company, that I'm not part of a company, that Hex isn't a company. Even if I could be involved, I'm not involved. That even Richard isn't involved in the Hex company, or the MLM that we're supposed to be in. And they were having none of it. And I tried to explain, the origins of Hex, the adoption amplifier, T-shares, and they were having none of it. It's still a narrative that has not left this community yet. But I'm hopeful for the future, because also during that conversation where somebody was lambasting me about being a Hexican, another person was there watching, who was a little more on the sober side, who, hey, I'd like to talk to you more about this. Right now is not the time, obviously, boom, boom, boom. And then just the last couple of days, I've had meetings with this person, and they really want to get our story out. They really want to talk to us about what we've been through, because this person that was sitting there saw what happened and said, I couldn't believe that, those people were talking to you like that. I couldn't believe that they wouldn't let you talk. She said that got me kind of riled up as to why they wouldn't let you at least explain. And every time you tried to explain, they would shut you down and call you a scammer. And that's what they do. They name call. They spit out things like it's an MLM scam. Richard Hart is this, Richard Hart is that, and it's just, it's the same old narrative, and it gets tiring, after a while. And I just wanted to go to the event and be part of a crypto event, just be there, listen, talk, get to know people without having to tell everybody who I was and what I was, what I was into, because I knew that's how it was going to go. But this other person, like I said, saw that and was like, wow, that's weird. And I said, no, that's how it always is with us. That's what we always deal with out here. So they're interested in the story, and they're interested in talking to more of us about what we've experienced and what we've gone through. And it's funny because they say things like, well, with Richard's indictment, what are you guys going to do now? And I said, Richard wasn't indicted. What are you talking about? Richard's was subpoenaed by the SEC to go to court to answer to some things that they are accusing him of. That's it. This is a civil case. It's not a criminal case. He hasn't been indicted for anything. But that's the narrative. The narrative is people are low information. They don't really look into or understand what's going on out there. And they continue to label us. And sooner or later, we're going to break through the noise, because the truth, real people, honesty, integrity, loyalty, all of these things do mean something. And I know in this world right now, the louder, the meaner, the more boisterous, the better you seem, the more power you have in this crazy, fucked up internet world that we're living in right now. I don't understand it, but I know that eventually, just like always, and I've seen it, eventually all of these naysayers, the wrongdoers, the liars, the cheats, the thieves are all going to go away. They are going to go away because we're still standing. They've been calling us liars, cheats, and thieves for 5 years. And we haven't gone anywhere. we're still here. Subpoenas and court cases and all this other stuff be damned. We're still here. And that's going to be the proof in the pudding, is that we stood this test of time. We were always on the right side of history, as I believe Richard Hart is on the right side of history with this. And we're going to take our rightful seat at the table when it's time. I've watched them all go away. It's funny. And he didn't recognize me or see me, probably because of the dreadlocks and stuff. But everybody, our favorite advocate for Hex, Peter, and I won't say his last name because I know his last name now, but he's the guy that created Wise Token. He was there. I actually saw this guy in person. Now, I stayed away from him. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't even say hello to him. I just let it be. But I'll tell you, I was seething because this guy was responsible in the early days for like our first FUD, our first dumper, our first adversary, the guy who stole code basically and tried to make Hex look bad, and in doing so made himself look bad. So he was there, which was interesting all in and of itself. But yeah, our day is going to come, and it's just going to take us time. We're going to have to keep going. We're going to have to keep doing things like this, proving ourselves over and over and over again, and just getting in front of the right people. And I think that, this team here for sure is doing that. And I'm proud of you guys for what you're doing. Hey, everybody. Again, this is your show. If you want to come in, come join us, get involved in the conversation. The link is in the chat room. It's also in the description. I'm sure SJ put it in there, but I don't think she threw it in the Twitters. But anyway, let me take a look at the chat room and see what's going on in there. RH fights Gary Gensler this coming week. Yeah, he does. Well, he doesn't really fight Gary Gensler. His lawyers are going to be there. And they've got a very compelling case, very compelling defense, I should say. So we'll see how that goes. Who else is in here? P-Hex will pump so hard. You guys cannot understand how hard it will pump. That's the kind of comments we get in the chat all the time. Mm-hmm. Pump and pump and pump. Hey, Bitcoin's at 66.5, ETH at 24. Did anybody see? Was that Hexo got to talk to Vitalik today on Twitter? I think. Did you see that? No. Vitalik answered Hexo. Hexo told him to stop dumping on our heads and everything will be all right. And Vitalik said, "I haven't sold any Ethereum, and my bags are bigger today than they were yesterday." So that was his answer.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Not to change the subject, but there is a new thing out that is amazing. If you don't know what it is, guys, it's protein powder in lemonade form, in fruit juice form. Like no more thick, creamy shake protein mess. Like literally lemonade, and you get 22 grams of protein out. Awesome. Not to change the subject too much.
That's pretty awesome. Can I ask Owen a question, actually? So I don't want you to make any promises or potentially talk about things you're not necessarily ready to talk about, but you were talking about with some music associations with whom you grew up with. Mm-hmm. If Black Salt becomes a bigger IP, are you potentially looking at working with people like around some of those?
They already want to, they're already interested.
Do you want to get? Let's hear. Well, we can talk about something that's happened before. So, like for instance, the RZA did a track originally for that Black Salt.
What we did actually, my partner, he's a rapper too, the one in the blockchain. And so we did a song for Black Salt, and then we got a verse from RZA.
Right.
Yes, right. We got a verse.
That's awesome. Yes. Which is awesome.
But yeah, it'll be an all-star soundtrack because I was in music and I did soundtrack. So, you know, I'll be helped by a lot of, you know, big names once that.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd be
and wasn't
awesome.
there already soundtrack? I remember seeing a soundtrack, or was that something that was before? Do you still have something like that? Like I remember there's a music video or something like that that was for Black Salt.
Oh, I got several music videos. For
Oh,
Black
okay, yeah.
Salt.
So he has some cool music
Yeah.
videos. I don't think I
Yeah.
have I might have like one or two, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll save those for like unlockable contents, I guess. So.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really want people to get excited. I think that it's going to take a minute to sink in with what FanForge is, what FanForge is doing, and what you being here kind of means, Owen, and what you're already involved with and want to be involved with. I really do think it's so cutting edge that people are get so simple that, you know, I think everyone needs to digest it a little bit, but you know, this is probably one of the, at least from my opinion, as somebody who's been, like everyone, I've been a Hexican since day one. I was part of the adoption amplifier. I was part of, you know, the sacrifice for Pulse Chain. I've been waiting for all this, and as somebody who's watched the community this entire time and people like RG and tried to figure out what to do to help the space and you know, the chain, I think this is the most legitimate and profound thing you can bring to a blockchain, because everybody else is sort of they're playing it really safe and conservative with what they wanted to bring to blockchain, what they want to play with AI, and none of us are really bound by that right now, including Owen. So I don't like the term disruption either, because it makes it sound like we're trying to like change an existing industry. I kind of feel like we're creating a new thing off to the side that's going to be its own kind of cool underground thing that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's just as much of a pillar of entertainment as anything else. I think that companies like ours and relationships with people like Owen, where, you know, we're one of the few publishers. Owen can talk about this. You know, we're not asking to own any part of your IP, right, Owen? You know, we were real clear about that, and that really doesn't happen anymore. People want to own your shit.
You're right. You're absolutely right. They want to take it. Like I give you an example. I just got the Black Salt one sheet to 50 cents on Monday. Take a look at it. You know what I mean? And we were saying, you know, think about him playing Black Salt. You know, like I said, I just said this, you know, just you know, but you know, because he's so powerful in the industry, you know,
and
actually, safe.
And safe,
Diddy free,
and safe, and
he's Diddy free.
He's Diddy free.
I know. That's right. I mean, and I mean, even before, you know, it's actually really, it's an unfortunate coincidence. But Chadwick Boseman was potentially in the running for being Black Salt before, you know, what happened with your mother.
Well, I'll tell you what happened with that story, and I think I sent you guys the picture. So Chadwick, when we did the mini feature, Chadwick had just got signed to be Black Panther. Okay, so he came to our party, our Black Salt party. So, you know, so our Black Salt, and then he's the Black Panther. So, you know, we took some pictures with both of them, and then we said, you know, Black Panther versus Black Salt. You know, we did some stuff, put the two comic books together and their pictures and everything. So, you know, so like I said, it just, I think this could be real cool. And then, like I said, with the whole, you know, blockchain, I really think we can create something big here.
Oh, I agree. That's why it's really exciting, and I think especially when people see, you know, the 30-minute concept film and they kind of see where this can all go. You know, you've already done so much work up front that we're going to give our users access to that's really going to paint a really clear picture of where you want to go, and I think that's amazing. I don't see a lot of blockchain projects really doing that, or sort of attacking things the sort of the way we are, and honestly the way you guys are doing with meta stadiums and everything, right? Like you and your partners, like nobody's attacking the vectors that we're attacking right now. And
Yes.
to me, they're the most important vectors because they're, like I said earlier, they're the equivalent to putting down the railroads.
Yeah.
Right. It's like once all the railroads are laid, like if Pulse Chain becomes the premier entertainment chain, right, and with the help of FanForge, like that's what we're going to be, right? We're going to be the database that everybody like wants to be on, right? And that would be awesome, you know. And it's so much more. And this is why MetaStadiums is cool too. It's so much more than just, you know, a dog with hat picture or even. I feel that people are making a lot of what's the word? They're making, I guess, for lack of a better term, like inauthentic content, right? So maybe they're putting a game on the blockchain, but they don't really care about the game being good or meaningful,
Right.
or changing people's lives, or like with you with Black Salt, really thinking about like what kind of Black hero is missing from the market. And you're like, it's real simple, you know, for you. You just line it up. You're like, hey, that's what we need to bring. A lot of people aren't really thinking like that. They're thinking, how do I get as many users so I can sell them a token, or I can sell them this.
Yes.
And the game is more like bait, right? But for you, Black Salt isn't bait. This is your dream, right?
Yes. And you know, we're launching the Lamborghini Metaverse platform next month with Lamborghini. Yeah. So that's going to be big. That's going to be big.
So we might see a cool Lamborghini Sam Black Salt.
Yeah. We're talking to Lamborghini about putting the Black Salt Lamborghini, you know, in the film and letting them come aboard to, you know, do some product placement and stuff like that. So they were really impressed with the metaverse that we built for them for Lamborghini. Yeah, when you see it now, man, it's and then see we have the watches and you could only get the watch in the past if you bought a Lamborghini. So now we'll be selling the watches where, you know, the fans, and we got the glasses and everything like that. So yeah, we'll be launching that, you know, and we're launching the NFTs next month too.
Yes, which is going to be like really exciting. And I think we're not going to, again, I don't think we're going to promise anything that we haven't confirmed off the back, but I mean, there may be a Lamboverse Black Salt FanForge crossover of some kind, right? And which is cool. And really that kind of just leads me into, that's what's really awesome about all of this. And this is what's cool about like the skeleton key, not even to just sell the card, you know, you're looking at not just being a part of the ground floor of an IP, but being really a part of the conversation and being almost like more than a fly in the wall, right? It's really cool. And maybe, you know, because of the future, Black Salt becomes a feature film. Maybe we, you know, Owen, we're all still friendly. And because you bought a founder's card or you participated in the Black Salt campaigns, you get access to a party where you get to come and hang out with Owen. You get to come and hang out with us. You know, these are the things we're going to be able to do with the people who hold on to these things and don't try and like sell them on a secondary market, right? It's like, okay, I can sell this NFT or I can go meet 50 Cent, who is now Black Salt, right? Like maybe that ends up happening or whomever. And I get to meet Owen, who is also the creator. Right? This is going to help facilitate those kinds of things. It's just awesome to me. It's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, a couple of
red carpet pass.
Yeah. The answer to that question is that we kind of went over that already. With the card itself is actually going to be kind of the founders. There is no founders link, but the early access. If you go in there now, you can send your email in so that you can get alerted to access times and deals. And then also the FanForge Pass is what's going to be launching out first.
Yeah, just go to the site, and then right when you get onto the site, it's the big, you know, banner that says Gesture Pass or the gesture. Click on that, and it'll take you to the landing page.
There you go. And then, not a related question, but Logi33 is, Cam, what's the relationship of RH and Vitalik? So just to let you know, the history that I know, or from what I know, is that they really don't have a relationship publicly or that we know of. Richard has always said that Pulse Chain was there to help enhance or make Ethereum better, to relieve some of the pressure. never went after Vitalik and said that he wanted to, bump him out or try and have a chain war with him or anything like that. So Richard has always been, everything I've ever heard him say was kind about Vitalik, but didn't seem like they had any type of relationship over the years. But yeah, that's kind of what, and that's my opinion and what I've seen anyway. Let's not forget his baby, his project Hex was built on Ethereum, and Richard moved from being a Bitcoin maxi to building something on Ethereum, which there were a long time there. And there were streams. If you go back into the streams in the early days, about 6-7 years ago, right around 2016, 17, Richard was saying, Ethereum was garbage. It's not full of bugs, blah, blah, blah. And then he changed his opinion, said, nope, it's not Ethereum that's garbage. It's the programmers and the developers and the coders that are out there building on Ethereum. They're doing it wrong. And Ethereum's good to go. So I'm going to build on it. And that's Richard's take. So take that for what it's worth. But I don't think that they have any type of a relationship. All right. Well, guys, I've seen nobody else coming in tonight. Maybe you scared them off. Maybe they're
or maybe they're watching the game.
Yeah, I'm afraid to go in there and watch it now.
Early Halloween parties, probably. So
Yeah, all the Halloween parties for sure. But really cool things are coming. And I noticed this actually with a lot of media. I think people are quiet because they want to see things like deliver, and they want to see things happen, right? And I can tell you that after this membership pass is cleared, and you see the campaigns that are going up, you see what's already available, and you see what's already been made. I think we're going to see a lot more chatter, because then it's real, then it's here, then there's things there. And I saw the question, where is that link? I think people are curious, but it's hard to give commentary on art that you haven't necessarily seen yet. Which I mean, I'm so excited for this to launch and for people to see what we have coming.
Yep, it's going to be very, very cool. Right after 13 days from now, right after the court case is what it's looking like, guys. So stand by. All right.
And Jay, do you want to talk about? I forgot to mention this actually. So, what are we going to be accepting as payment? The various payments on the site.
So right now it's credit card, PayPal, and Pulse Chain. Obviously, I think we do have ETH and USDT as well. So those are
USDT, ETH, and Pulse.
Yeah. So we have everybody covered. So if you're fiat, PayPal, person, but if you're ETH, go for it. It's all in there. So.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to sit here in awkward silence. Community's not joining in this week. Sometimes that happens, and that's cool. It means everybody's out busy doing something, or maybe having a life on a Friday night, which is good. Anything else you guys want to drop before we roll?
Yeah, look out for the Jester. Look out for that Jester. Look out for that Founders Pass. Look out for Black Salt. Look out for Space Defenders, and look out for all the things we're going to be announcing. And just know that this is all coming from the passion and hard work of like a handful of individuals. And as an artist who's been working in AAA games for the last 16, 17 years, I can tell you without a doubt that we're punching far above our weight. And some of the creators that we're onboarding, like Owen, are punching far above, I think other people's perceived weight. And I think that when this train starts moving, everyone's going to see some amazing things. And I think it's going to give people something to rally behind that isn't just based on price, dude. Honestly, I'd rather start having conversations with the community on where they want the Black Salt story to go next. That's what I want to do. So we got to get it out there so that they can give us that kind of feedback.
Nice. Right on, guys. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up, Owen. Again,
Yes, sir.
appreciate you. Can't wait to see how things turn out and where we go. Launch is coming soon, everybody. Go in to fanforge.xyz, get yourself on the mailing list, and keep an eye out for that launch in the next 13 days. All right, everyone. Appreciate you coming. We'll be on next week. I think I'm going to well, wait a minute. That looks like the wrong dates. SJ, I may be going on the DGen roundtable, but it looks like that was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, maybe I'm going on their show, and then either way, next week we'll be hanging out in New York. So may not be. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're gonna stream somehow, some way. We haven't really worked out the logistics of that, but we'll probably be streaming with you guys from New York. I mean. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. We'll see you all next week. Take care.
Take care.
Where are we at? See ya.